Hello everyone, welcome back to Computer Science class. I am Mangala, lecturer in Computer Science, Vidyarashmi Vidyalaya, Savanur. In our last session, we were discussing overview of computer chapters, and in that session, we have discussed the characteristics of computer and some of the components of the computer. Today, we will discuss the functional components of a computer. Basically, the computer have to carry out these operations, that the computer should accept the data and program as input. The computer always accept the data and program, that is set of instructions as it is output, and it should store the data, program and retrieve as and when required. The computer must store the whatever the data or programs which is entered by the user, and we can retrieve as and when required. The computer should store the data and programs in its memory, and whenever the user wants that data or instruction, he can retrieve the required information or the data. Next is it will process the data as per instructions given by the program and convert it into useful information. The computer always process the data as per the user requirements. That user requirements will be written in the program, or it will given in the form of instruction. Depending on that, the program will process the data and it will generate some meaningful information which is called as a output. It will be given to the user. Next, communicate the information as output. After generating the meaningful information which is output, it will be given to the user for the user, which is called as a output. So, basically these are the function should be carried out by the computer. First one is it should accept the data and program as input, and it should store the data and program and retrieves as and when required by the user, and it will process the data as per the instruction given by the program and convert it into useful information. Next, it will communicate the information as a output to the user. Next, we will see one of the important topic in this chapter, that is block diagram of computer system. It will be asked for 5 marks. So, basically depending on the functionality of the computer, the hardware components will be divided into 4 parts, that is input unit, storage unit, central processing unit and output unit. The hardware component is divided into 4 parts, that is input unit, storage unit, central processing unit and output unit. The data is entered through the input unit by using some of the input devices like mouse, keyboard, joystick or barcode reader. The data is nothing but raw data, it does not have any specific meaning. It will be in the form of text, numbers, image, audio or video, and when you enter the data, that will be stored in the storage unit. The data will be stored in the storage unit. After that, that data will be processed in central processing unit. The required operations will be done in the processing unit like arithmetical or logical operations. After that, it will generate some meaningful information which is called as output. It will be carried to output unit. The output unit will display the result through some of the output devices like monitor, printer, speakers, etc. The data which is processed called as information. The processed data is called as information. So, if you want visualized result or output, then it will be displayed in a monitor, or if you want printed format, it will be sent to the printer, and if you want a voice format, then it will be sent to the speaker. So, these are the four main parts of the computer, that is hardware components of the computer: input unit, storage unit, central processing unit and output unit. The solid lines are indicates the data flow, and these dotted lines are indicates the control, like control unit controls the all the components of your computer, and data flow will be done in through all the components of the computer. So, this is about the block diagram of the computer, which is very important. It is asked for 5 marks. First we will see input unit. What is input unit? It is a process of entering data into computer. Input unit is nothing but it is a process of entering the data into computer. Data in the sense it is a raw fact, it will be in the form of text, numbers, audio, video or images. So, the data will be entered through some of the input devices like keyboard, mouse, joystick, barcode reader, etc. So, next is output unit. What is output unit? It is the process of producing results for the users. It is the process of producing the results to the users. So, the entered data will be processed and it will generate some meaningful result called output that will be producing the result for the users. It will be produced by using some of the output devices like monitor, printers, speakers or etc. The data which is the processed data is also known as information, that is output. Next is a central processing unit. Central processing unit or CPU. The central processing unit it performs overall operation of the computer. Central processing unit performs the overall operation of the computer, and also it will control all the components of the computer. So, it is very important, the central processing unit which will perform overall operation of the computer, also it will controls all the components of the computer. So, this central processing unit has 3 main components which are ALU, control unit and register. ALU is nothing but arithmetical and logical unit. Next is control unit and third one is registers. What ALU does? It will perform arithmetic and logical operations. In ALU it will do the arithmetic and logical operation. Arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, division and multiplication, and in logical operation like AND operation, OR operation and NOT operations. So, in case of control unit, it will controls the components of the computer. It will mainly control all the components of the computer. And registers, these are the high speed temporary storage unit to store the data temporarily. So, there are mainly 3 components of a central processing unit, those are ALU, control unit and registers. So, the next is a storage unit. The storage unit of the computer is also known as a memory unit, where we can store our data information temporarily for temporarily or for permanent. So, the storage unit is also called as a memory unit of the computer, and it can store large amount of data. It can store large amount of data for temporarily or for permanently, depending on the user requirements. So, this the storage unit is divided into two units, that is primary storage and second one is secondary storage. In primary storage, it is also called as a main memory of the computer. Primary memory also called as the main memory of the computer, and it includes read only RAM and ROM, random access memory and read only memory. So, next one is a secondary storage. It is a extra storage unit. For example, hard disk, floppy disk, magnetic disk, etc. So, the computer includes these many units. First one is input unit, which is used to process of it is a process of entering data into the computer, and output unit is process of producing the result for the user. Next is central processing unit, which performs all the operations of the computer. Also, it will controls all the components of the computer, and it mainly contains three components, that is arithmetical and logical unit, control unit and registers. Next is a storage unit. Storage unit is also called as memory unit, and it can store large amount of data for temporarily or for the permanently, which is depending on the user's requirements. And this storage unit has sub units, that is primary storage and second one is secondary storage. Primary storage is also known as a main memory of the computer, which consists of random access memory and read only memory. And secondary storage is nothing but the extra storage unit, which is for example hard disk, floppy disk, magnetic disk, etc. The next topic is evolution of computer. The evolution of computer is nothing but how computer and programming languages are evolving history, and how the computer is processed from year to year in different stages. In early man used to use sticks, stones, pebbles for the counting purposes, and still we are using our hand fingers for counting. The limitation of fingers and toes, which made the man to generate some calculating devices. So, first one is abacus. This is very first device which is used for the counting purposes. It is also called as a counting frame, that is calculating tool. So, it was first machine used for counting and calculating. Abacus was the first machine used for counting and calculating, and it is made up of wooden frame, metal rods and wooden beads. Abacus is made up of wooden frame, metal rods and wooden beads, and it is used by Chinese and some of the Asian countries, and still they are in some of the Asian countries and China, they are using abacus for the counting purposes. Instead of using calculator, they are using abacus for their counting purpose. So, this is about the abacus. It was the first device which is used to counting and for calculating. After the abacus, next we have Napier's bones. In the early 17th century, John Napier, a Scottish mathematician, invented Napier's bones. Napier's bones was invented by John Napier, who is a Scottish mathematician, and it is used for the performing multiplication and division. It is mainly used for performing multiplication and division, and it was based upon manipulation of rods with the printed digits. It is based upon manipulation of rods with the printed digits. We can see in that the manipulation of rods with the printed digits. So, this is about the Napier bonds. It is invented by the Scottish mathematician whose name is John Napier, and it is mainly used for performing multiplication and division, and it was based upon manipulation of rods with the printed digits. Next we have slide rule. Slide rule was invented by William Oughtred. Slide rule was invented by William Oughtred, and it is widely used for scientific calculation. To perform the scientific calculation, they have used slide rule. So, and it is based on the principle that the actual distance from the starting point of the rule is directly proportional to the logarithm of the numbers printed on the rule. So, it is based on the principle that the actual distance from the starting point of the rule is directly proportional to the logarithm of the numbers printed on the rule, and it is enabled to perform multiplication and division by a method of addition and subtraction. It is used to perform multiplication and division by using the method of addition and subtraction. Using the methods of addition and subtraction, they are performing multiplication and division. So, this is about the slide rule. Next we have adding machine called Pascaline. So, who invented Pascaline? In 1642, at the age of 19, a French mathematician by the name of Blaise Pascal invented the Pascaline. It will be asked in exam, who invented Pascaline, for 1 mark. So, Pascaline was invented by Blaise Pascal, who is a French mathematician, and he invented this Pascaline at the age of 19. So, it was the first mechanical and automatic calculator. So, Pascaline was the first mechanical and automatic calculator. So, it could add and subtract two numbers directly. So, Pascaline could add and subtract two numbers directly. So, the Pascaline was invented by Blaise Pascal, and it was the first mechanical and automatic calculator which could add and subtract two numbers directly. Next we have Leibniz calculator. The mathematician Gottfried Leibniz built a calculator in 1650 that could add, subtract, multiply and divide the numbers. The Leibniz calculator was invented by the mathematician Gottfried Leibniz, and we could add, subtract, multiply and divide the numbers. So, the Leibniz calculator will perform all the arithmetic operations like add, subtract, multiplication and division. So, this is about Leibniz calculator. Next we have Jacquard loom. So, in the year 1801, Joseph Marie Jacquard, who invented Jacquard loom. Jacquard loom was invented by Joseph Marie Jacquard in the year 1801, and it is used for adding text and pictures. And it is used for adding text and pictures. Also, this can be taken as a first read-only memory device. Jacquard loom was taken as a first read-only memory device. So, it is invented by Joseph Marie Jacquard, and it is used for adding text and pictures and this can be taken as a first read-only memory device. Next we have difference and analytical engine. Difference and analytical engine. The difference in the year of 1822, the famous English mathematician called Charles Babbage invented difference engine. In the year of 1822, the famous English mathematician called Charles Babbage who invented difference engine. It is mainly used in the calculating and printing of simple math tables. It is mainly used in calculating and printing of simple math tables. And in the year of 1830s, he also invented the machine called, the calculating machine called analytical engine. The analytical engine, which consists of 5 major units, which became the basic principles for the development of a modern computer. So, this analytical engine, which consists of 5 units, which became the basic principle for the development of modern computer. So, these two engines are calculating engines are invented by Charles Babbage. Mainly this analytical engine, which consists of 5 units, which became the basic principle for the development of a modern computer. That is why we call Charles Babbage as the father of computer. So, this is about Jacques-Ledoux, also difference and analytical engine. The last we have Hollerith tabulating machine. So, in 1889, an American named Herman Hollerith invented a counting machine to count the population of USA, which is called as a Hollerith tabulating machine. It was invented by Herman Hollerith in the year of 1889. So, he invented this machine for the purpose of counting the population of USA. So, this electronic machine is able to read the information on the punch cards and process it electronically, and this electronic machine can able to read the information on the punch cards and process it electronically. Also, it was one of the main electronic counting device. It was one of the main electronic counting device, and it was based on punch cards. Hollerith tabulating machine, it was one of the main electronic counting device, and which is based on the punch cards. So, this is about the evolution of computers. Thank you.